Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Smash Up unboxing slash component video. This is for Pretty Smash Up. So again, this is what makes this game really awesome because so far you've had dinosaurs, bears, monsters, secret agents, ninjas, like all this stuff. So they're like, well, how are you gonna get your girlfriend or your sister or whoever to play this game? So they're like, well, let's add some more cutesy creatures to it. Which I think is sort of like it's an in-game joke. Don't take it serious. They're not saying girls can't play this. But it's also fun. Like, who cares? Like, it's like, oh, it's a cutesy theme set. That's fine. Add more content to a game. I am down for it. So this is gonna add. So usually I go through, if you watched all my other videos, I explain the game. I'm just going to kind of split through this. Mash 2 decks to get fairy princesses. Play monsters, or play minions, play actions, try and score bases, get some points. This one's going to come with tokens that are little hearts and flowers. So that's its special versions. Terms, restrictions, all the different stuff about different card abilities. And then let's look at our 4 different groups. We are going to have the 4 factions of fairies, mythical horses, kitty cats, and princesses. So definitely like a huge contrast to, vampires, and Cthulhu and things like that. But that's fine, because you get all the rest of the sets, everything just gets crazier, because who doesn't want to play kitty cats and dinosaurs? Alright, so let's jump in and start looking at some of these. We have our first kitty cat. We have Mr. Grumpers, and we're going to get 4 copies of that. It's going to say, choose a minion. It has -2 power till the end of turn. Then come in and he's going to shut down another player. We have cute little Muffin here. We have 3 copies. Take control of a minion with 3 power or less until the end of turn. We have 2 copies of Whiskers. He's kind of mean looking. Playing extra action, destroy one of your minions. And our big one is Queen Fluffy. Talent, take control of a minion of power 3 or less till the end of turn. So you got 2 different ones that let you take control of stuff. Very manipulating, which are kind of how cats are, right? We have Hang in there. Play on one of your minions. Ongoing, if this minion would be destroyed, move it to another base and destroy this action instead. 9 lives. Destroy one of your minions. Play an extra minion. We have a cat riding an invisible bicycle. Choose a base. Move any number of minions of 2 power or less from there to another base. Cat's Paw. Take control of a minion of 5 power or less until the end of turn. Grumpiness. Oh, it's making a fairy cry. Playing a minion, ongoing. This minion has -2 power. Oh, we got 2 copies of that. 2 copies of Cat Bite. Choose one of your minions, draw cards equal to that minion's power, destroy that minion. Cats have a lot of destroying power. Ken Hash Cheeseburger. Special. Before a base scores, take control of a minion there of 3 power or less until the end of turn. And Hissy Fit. Play on a base. All other players' minions here have -1 power. So a lot of stuff with taking control and giving minus power. And the minus power work well with the taking control, because you can drop someone that's a 4 down to a 3, so then you can take control of them, which will let you score base or use their ability, which depending on what they have, that could be really helpful. And then our 2 bases are Cool Cat's Alley. Once during your turn, you may destroy one of your minions here to draw a card. And the House of 9 Lives. The minion at another base would be destroyed. Your owner may move it here instead. So interesting. Those are our cats. Alright, up next we're going to have some fairies. So we're going to have, starting off, we have 4 copies of Tinks. So it's supposed to be kind of Tinkerbell. You may transfer another action. You may transfer an action played on another minion to this one. Ooh, so that's fun. So you can steal someone's action. We got 3 copies of Puck, which if everyone knows, like Midsummer's Night Dream, he's very mischievous. So playing extra action or draw a card. Options are always fun. We have 2 copies of Glimmer. Talent. Until the start of your next turn, either another minion has -4 power to a minimum of 0, or this minion has +1. Ooh, this set soon is all going to be all about options with these. And we have Titania. Returning an opponent's minion to its owner's hand or play an extra minion. So it's kind of like either sort of like fairies. They can be like, hey, they can be helpful to you and give you a bonus, or they can be hurtful to your opponent if you piss them off. Which makes it fun because it's like, oh, fairies, you know, yeah, cool. We have enchantment. Play on a base and choose one. Ongoing minions have +1 power, or all minions have -1 power. Fairy Ballet. Draw 2 cards, or draw a card and play an extra action. Playful Tricks. Destroy up to 2 actions played on minions and or bases. He's attacking one of them cyber apes. We got 2 copies of some Leaf Armor. Playing a minion. Ongoing. This minion has +1 power. Talent. Transfer this action to another minion. We have Magic Ward. Playing a base. Other players cannot play actions here on this base or on minions. So besides having different actions they can do, either positive or negative, on you or the opponent, they also like to manipulate actions, it looks like. They can either play their own and save them or destroy other people's. We have some Magic Acorns. Each other player discards a card at random, or you draw an extra card and play an extra action. We have a Daisy Chain, which is that necklace. Playing a minion, ongoing. If you control this minion, +2 power, otherwise it has -2. And then finally we have a Ladybug. Playing a minion, ongoing. This minion cannot be destroyed. Talent. Transfer this action to another minion. Nice. Yeah, these guys actually seem pretty fun, because I love the different options you get. Because then they can work well with a bunch of different decks depending on what you do. So you have Fairy Circle. After the first time you play a minion here each turn, you may play an extra minion here or play an extra action. Or the Enchanted Glen. After you play an action on a minion here, draw a card. Nice. Plus with the action thing, they might work well with wizards. For that reason. Alright, so now we have Magical Horses, which are essentially the My Little Ponies. So we have 4 copies of, I mean, not entirely, but that's kind of like your base stuff. There's other Magical Horses. So we have Pinky. Ongoing. Well, another one of your minions is here. This minion has +1 power. So friendship is magic, so I think what you're going for there. We have Sea Star. More of a realistic seahorse. Kind of funny. If you play this minion on a base where you have another minion, you can play an extra minion this turn. Use only 1 Sea Star ability per turn. We have Rainbow. 2 copies of that. Talent. If you have played another minion here, draw a card. Again, they're gaining bonuses from playing minions together. And Starlight. Ongoing. This minion has +1 power for each of your other minions here. So yeah, they definitely love that. We have our Friendship Power action card. Move one of your minions to a base where you have a minion. You may place this action into your hand instead of your discard pile. They're stepping on a werewolf. We have 2 copies of Togetherness Power. They're kicking the crap out of the skeleton. Playing extra minion at a base where you have a minion. Teaching Power, beating up an alien. Special, before a base scores, reveal 1 card from your deck for each of your minions there. Play 1 minion reveal as an extra minion there. Return the rest to the top of your deck in any order. So not only do you get an extra thing which might help you win, you also get to stack your deck. So that's really cool. Sharing Power, they're sinking pirate ships. Playing a base, ongoing. At the start of your turn, if you have 2 or more minions here, draw a card. There's some Encouragement Power. Playing one of your minions, ongoing. This minion has +1 power for each of your other minions here. Freedom Power is kicking a gnome. Destroying action played on a minion or a base. The Adventure Power. Choose a base, move any number of minions to it, which would work really well with theirs. And our final one is Super Future Space Armor Power. Each of your minions that is on a base with another minion gains +2 power till the end of turn. Yeah, so these guys are all about, like, teaming up. They're going to work really well with guys who actually play multiple minions in the same spot. I'm thinking, like, something like Zombies or Innsmouth would work really well. So we have Ponyland. If you have 2 or more minions here, your minions cannot be destroyed. And Aquaria. After you play a minion here, you may move 1 of your minions from another base to here. Definitely, that's a really cool mechanic. Alright, and our final group is Princesses. And this one actually works a little bit different. That's why I saved it for last. So, we're going to have 1 copy of the Princess Apricot, which is worth 5. This one's a play on Princess Peach. Peach, Apricot, this little floating turtle. Because she says, destroy another player's minion here of 2 power or less. So she gets to get rid of a minion. We have another 5 power princess named Griselda, which I think is supposed to be based off, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Legend of Zelda. Griselda, like from Link. From the Legend of Zelda games with Link, but this is Zelda. Place a heirloom card here from your discard pile to your hand. We'll have to see what a heirloom card is in a moment. An heirloom, sorry. We of course have Princess Snow White, who's also a 5 cost. Move a minion from another base to here. We have our other Princess Sleeping Beauty. Ongoing, if this minion would go to the discard pile, shuffle it into your deck instead. We have minion Elsa, Elza, rather, with a Z. Ongoing, all other players cannot play more than 1 extra card per turn. And finally, we have Marie Degas. I'm not actually sure who this one's supposed to be off of. The only one I could think of would be from Princess and the Frog. But I'm not for sure if that was, I thought her name was, her name is Tiana. So not sure what the reference there is. Throw it in the comments if you know. Talent, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a minion, draw it. Otherwise, place it back. Place it on the bottom of your deck. So what makes the princesses here is different is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them instead of the normal 10. Usually 10 minions you have, but they're all 5 power. So you're not getting 1 5 power, a bunch of 1s and 2s, and they all have vastly different abilities. Which kind of makes the princesses, to some extent, a little OP. So let's look at what their action cards are. 2 Skillets, which is based off of Rapunzel's Tangled movie. Destroy a minion of 2 power or less, draw a card. The tail is old as time, which is of course Beauty and the Beast. Choose a base, move all your minions to it. 2 copies of True Love's Kiss. Move a minion to another base. So they're moving guys around. So here's the heirlooms. We have 1, 2, 3 copies of heirloom. Which I think is the first time we've had 3 copies of any action card. Otherwise, usually there's only 2 at most. Playing a minion, ongoing. Give this minion +1 power for each heirloom on it. This card cannot be destroyed. So it's like the Triforce of Courage, Power, and Knowledge from Legend of Zelda. We have 2 copies of Direct DVDs. This is also a set where we have multiple cards, or there's multiple copies. So shuffle a minion from your discard pile into your deck to draw a card. Someday my prince will come. Score. Before a base scores, move a minion from another base to here. So these guys like to move minions around. Fairy Godmother. Draw a card, or 1 minion gets +2 power till the end of turn. We have Happily Ever After. Play on a base. If you are the winner here and this base scores, gain 1 VP. And our last one is Woodland Helpers. Play on a base. After you play an action, you may place it on the bottom of your deck instead of your discard pile. Yeah, so these magical princesses are a little interesting because you don't get a lot of cheap guys. They're all going to be high cost ones, but you don't get as many. You're getting about half as many as you get in another deck. So you're going to play them, they're going to score bases quicker, but you're also going to run out of minions to spread around as much. Additionally, they don't really have like a set theme like all the other sets do. Like the cats were all about taking control of stuff or lowering power. The fairies had the ability to like either give yourself positive or your opponent's negative effects, or messing with action cards. And the ponies were all magical horses, were all about having multiple minions on the same thing and teaming up. The princesses are a little bit all over the board, which is one hand kind of fun, because in that way you can have more options of what you're going to do. You're not stuck to trying to do a single theme. But that could also be a downside, because you can't combine them with something and be like, okay, half my deck does this, half my deck does this. I have an idea of how to mash them. Instead, you just got one set that's going to do a bunch of random things. Ice Castle. So we have minions cannot be played here. So that's interesting. You have to move them there, which is like, but the only theme they have is allowing stuff to be moved. And Beautiful Castle. Minions here with a power of 5 or greater are not affected by opponent's cards. So that is our princesses. Yeah, so this is the pretty smash up expansion. Which again, you kind of see this, you're thinking, oh, this is cutesy, girly stuff. They're actually 4 fairly powerful factions. Welcome addition to any of the other sets. Plus, it's just also adds into the joking, the humor of it, to be able to add, princesses with, whatever else you want to add. Princesses and time travelers, or magical ponies and shapeshifters, or kitties and zombies, So check it out. See you guys later. Bye.